base is in Iran that may decide that they want to set up a tolling system in the Straits of Hormuz. Not only is this illegal, it's unacceptable, it's dangerous to the world. And it's important that the world have a plan to confront it. The United States is prepared to be a part of that plan. We don't have to lead that plan, but we're happy to be a part of it. But these countries have a lot at stake, not just the G7 countries, but countries in Asia and all over the world have a lot at stake and should contribute greatly to that effort to ensure that neither the Straits of Hormuz or frankly any international waterways should ever be something that's controlled or tolled by a nation state or by a terroristic government like the one that exists in Iran today in that radical clerical regime. So there seemed to be a lot of buy-in to that concept. There's a lot of work happening right now. The UK has played a prominent role in bringing that together, but other countries as well. And there seems to be a lot of acceptance of all that. And our allies and partners here, at least to me, seem to be appreciative of updates on our operation and an understanding of what lies ahead over the next few weeks. Okay?
Those couple of weeks, how seriously is the United States considering deploying ground troops? And in those couple of weeks, what exactly will you be doing?
I won't discuss military tactics. I don't think anyone in our system is going to talk to you about what we have planned or what we intend to do, and there's obvious reasons for it. But to the extent it has to do with like military tactics and plans, I would refer you to the Department of War, and the Department of War is probably going to tell you they can't tell you anything. So other than to say that we have objectives, I told you what those objectives are, and we are very confident that we are on the verge of achieving them very, very soon.
March 28th, Marco Rubio stood in front of reporters and made a clear statement. The United States, he said, could achieve all of its objectives in Iran without a ground war. No invasion, no prolonged conflict, no boots on hostile soil. The troops being sent to the Middle East, he explained, were there for contingencies, nothing more. But the problem is, the map tells a different story. Right now, more than 50,000 American troops are spread across the Middle East, and that number is increasing. Not slowly, not symbolically, but at scale. Marine units are deploying from both the Pacific and the United States. Airborne forces are mobilizing, carrier strike groups are repositioning, and amphibious assault ships, the kind used to land troops on hostile shores, are moving into position. This is not random. This is structure. Because modern warfare doesn't begin with a declaration. It begins with positioning. On March 27th, the USS Tripoli entered Central Command waters. On board, thousands of Marines, aircraft, landing craft, everything required for rapid deployment onto contested ground. The ship had crossed half the world in just over 2 weeks, not at routine speed, but at urgency. And it didn't come alone. Escort ships equipped with missile defense systems and long-range strike capability moved with it. Together, they formed an Expeditionary Strike Group, a system designed for one purpose: projection of force onto land. At the same time, another amphibious group was already on the way. The USS Boxer departed early, ahead of schedule, carrying another Marine Expeditionary Unit. When both units arrive, nearly 5,000 Marines will be positioned within reach of Iran's coastline. That number matters because Marine Expeditionary Units are not defensive forces. They are designed for entry, fast, violent, decisive. And then there are the paratroopers. Elements of the 92nd Airborne Division have already received deployment orders. This is not a support unit. This is the military's immediate response force. They are trained to deploy anywhere in the world within hours, to seize airfields, to secure infrastructure, to create footholds for larger forces. And critically, they do not deploy alone. Alongside them is a full division command element. That detail matters because when you send a command structure forward, you are preparing for a symbolic presence. You are preparing to run operations, complex operations, multi-branch coordination, sustained activity inside a contested environment. This is how a battlefield is built before the first shot is fired. Across the region, American forces are spreading out. Qatar, Bahrain, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Jordan, a network of bases, each one connected, each one active. At Al Udeid Air Base, thousands of personnel operate at the center of U.S. Air Command in the region, just 175 miles from Iran. It has already been targeted: missiles, drone attacks, even attempted airstrikes, and yet operations continue, because stopping is not an option. At sea, the pressure is just as intense. The USS Abraham Lincoln continues flight operations. Another carrier is moving to replace damaged assets. Destroyers patrol choke points. Submarines remain unseen. And at the center of all of this is one narrow stretch of water, the Strait of Hormuz. Roughly 20% of the world's oil passes through it, or at least it did. Now, traffic is restricted, controlled, disrupted. Oil prices spike, global pressure rises, and every day the strait remains unstable, the stakes increase. This is no longer just a regional conflict. It's economic, strategic, global. And inside the Pentagon, the planning reflects that reality. According to multiple reports, ground operations are already being considered. Not a full invasion, but targeted actions, seizure of key infrastructure, raids on coastal missile sites, operations against mine-laying positions. Limited in scope, but not in consequence. Because once forces cross that line, the nature of the conflict changes. And here is the contradiction. Publicly, no ground war. Privately, ground plans. Publicly, weeks. Privately, months. Publicly, contingency. Privately, preparation. And that gap is where the real story exists. Because wars are not defined by what is said, they're defined by what is positioned. And right now, everything is moving in one direction, toward a decision. The only question left is whether that decision has already been made. If you want to understand how conflicts actually begin, not when they're announced, but when they become unavoidable, subscribe and follow the pattern as it unfolds.